Today's podcast with Wasiri Williams is an intimate account of Wasiri's life. It explores themes and contains some content that may be upsetting for listeners. Welcome to episode 4 of the official Partick Thistle Football Club podcast, as we get access all areas to the home dressing room and, in this initial run of 6 episodes, speak to some of the men's team class of 2024. Today's episode is once again supported by our host, the Podcast Rooms, but also in partnership with valued sponsor PZ Tiling, with a shout out to Paolo Zani and the team for all they do to support the club. Before we go any further this week, and we'll repeat this message at the end, the very best of luck to manager Brian Graham, captain Demi Faulkner, and all the girls at PTWFC for this Sunday's Sky Sports final against Rangers at Tynecastle. Tickets are on sale now at just £8 for adults and £1 for kids, so get involved and we'll see you there. On the subject of the women's team, earlier this season they did of course enjoy a record home crowd at the Wire Stadium at Firhill. And one spectator that afternoon is my guest today, the one and only Wasiri Williams. Welcome, Waz. An absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. What an intro. That was a good intro.
Not bad, eh? Not bad. It's as if we rehearse things.
Yeah, I know. Very good. I'm good. I'm good today.
Good. Been looking forward to chatting to you. Unfortunately, we do it in the context of you being out injured at the moment. We're all absolutely gutted for you, first and foremost, but let's glass half full it. Could have been worse. On the road to recovery and hope to be back in action this season.
Yeah, exactly. It was it's quite unfortunate, the time it happened, because I was finally get my feet on the ground and get my bearings. But I'm working with Rob, which is a great physio, and we're ahead of schedule at the moment. So
good,
looking good. Yeah.
Good stuff. The sooner you're back, the better. I think that probably the added frustration is it happened after what many would say was your best game in red and yellow, in that hard-earned home draw against Dundee United. You can look back on that, with pride, but a sore one that you can't continue with that momentum.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good starting point, something to build on. Very solid from everyone.
Yeah.
But on a personal note, it was a performance I could look back on and look at it with some positives, more positives than negatives. So it's just unfortunate. I've had time to clear my head and get back into with the boys and get back into work. So it's just part and parcel of football. And for any young boys listening, just expect this to happen and just got to get your head down and get moving again.
What helps you in these circumstances? I mean, that is football, and it could happen to any player at any point in their career. How do you get your head around that kind of news and just concentrating on the rehab and getting back fit?
I think teammates are really, really important for injured boys. It's the worst thing you want to do worst feeling is feeling left out, especially because you're not training already and, your schedule kind of changes because you're on a different schedule because you're injured now. I think the best thing is, having great teammates around you, which we have here, which keep you included in activities throughout the day. And also just, having that end goal and always seeing the light in the tunnel, knowing that when you do come back, you're gonna come back even stronger, you're going to come back even better, more braver. And that's what's really getting me through it. So for any young boys listening, just always think about the end goal and how much of a better footballer you're going to come out physically at the end of it. So yeah,
good advice. And you're quite a naturally upbeat person. Does that make a difference? Or you seem to be.
Yeah, no, it does. Obviously, being naturally upbeat, it does help, because I feel like I've got to be the clown sometimes. To get, especially when we're having bad results. Sometimes you need someone to just lift the place up and make people smile here and there, and that kind of helps me as well, because if it's not a fake face that I'm putting on of just being fake happy. I actually am happy, and it helps me when I'm away from football as well. So yeah,
we love a happy Wasiri. That's what we all want. That's what we all want. How are you? Like, you obviously watched the game on Saturday. Great win against Morton. We saw the pictures of you in the stand.
Tommy didn't help me out.
No, Tommy Taylor, what a man. But I mean, that's what kind of. I suppose the question would be, what kind of spectator are you when you're injured? Is it?
I'm a quiet one. Yeah. I'm very quiet. I don't really. When the game's happening, I just want individuals to do well, and obviously if we have 8, 9, 10 individuals doing well, we're most probably going to win the game. So I'm just watching from afar, celebrating, and when we score, just the usual. It's more after the game, like Saturday, we won, walking, screaming with my crutches on. So yeah, it's just to get the boys, happy. And, yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose you're always watching and learning, taking things in. You would have admired the centre half pairing on Saturday night and how they did, because they both performed really well.
Yeah, Luke McBreath, I call him the Harry Maguire. I call him the budget Harry Maguire. So from that performance, he played very well. Him and Hero was a good pairing. Really enjoyed it. I think you can see, the fans can see that as a defence, especially after that game, we're all coming together and really trying to stop goals, which will only get better throughout the month coming on. It was a good game. Of course, our attack's probably the best in the league, so we have no qualms there. But yeah, it was a great game to watch, and good to see the boys with some happy faces at the end of the game, which is obviously very important.
Absolutely. You've got that big moon, but you're comfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I don't want a call from Rob the physio after this. Why was the big man moving about? Right, let's go back to the start. Get well soon, obviously.
Thank you.
We're all rooting for you and right behind you. But as we do with all these podcasts, go back to the start and just talk about your journey through life and football up to the point you arrive at the greatest stadium in the world. So,
of course.
Born in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Came to the UK as a young boy. What do you remember about that kind of journey in those young years?
So I came. My mum passed away when I was in Nigeria, and then me and my dad moved to England with some relatives. I actually never really was that much into football. I enjoyed gaming more and just watching TV. Right. So we moved over with some relatives, and then some. An issue happened where my dad had to go back to Nigeria, and I was left here with the relatives that he left me with, and they ended up abusing me, and I ended up being in foster care, and then that's when really my football career kind of started, pretty much. Mate. Yeah. It's quite a weird start into going out to be a young adult. Yeah.
God, there's a lot to take in there, mate. Sorry to hear all that.
Yeah, I told you.
I know. No, you'd say as much as you're comfortable with today, and obviously we'll put some things up at the end of this podcast for anyone who's maybe been affected by your story to reach out to. I mean that, without either parent from a very young age, difficult for most people. Again, hopefully a support network clearly came along because you've got to where you are today, but. That's a hell of a lot for a kid to have to deal with. Yeah,
it was. Obviously, being so young, I must have been about, I want to say, 5 to 6 around that time. Obviously, I'm kind of a bit too young to understand what's really going on. I'm just kind of moving from home to home. I was happy getting free food. Everyone that knows me knows I love food, so I wasn't really complaining. But as you get older, you realise that it wasn't quite a normal upbringing sort of thing. But even though it was started a bit poor, a bit weird, I would say I had some great foster carers and some great mentors in my life that got me to where I am today.
Amazing. What role did football then have for you? Did it become a release for you, or was it a safe haven? How did football come into your life?
I'm laughing because I wasn't really that good. I was never in the school football team in primary or secondary. I was never that good. It was only, this is kids listening, don't do this or anything, but it's only because I got excluded from school. I was obviously growing up in care. I never really listened to anyone because that wasn't really my parents. And I thought they had no right to, which is wrong. They had no right to tell me what to do. So I misbehaved quite a lot, and ended up me getting permanently excluded from school. And because the school I was staying at was quite far from my foster home, they struggled to get me to another school close to my foster home. So for a year, I had no schools to go to. So for the first about month, I was as any kid, you're like, I get to stay in, wake up late, buzzing with everything. And then later on throughout the year, I was realizing I'm doing absolutely nothing. There's only a certain amount of FIFA games you can play. So I started going to the park. There was a local park near me. I play with some adults. They would be having their day off work, I'm guessing. Play with them. And then every single day, I'll just take my ball, couple cones, go to the park, play with whoever's at the park. I didn't know anyone. This is why I'm so good with meeting new people, because I would just, when I was younger, I would literally just take a ball, leave around 11, eat my breakfast, go to the park. Whoever's at the park, play with them. If there's no one there, I'll just kick a ball around, do some free kicks. And then I'd done that for a whole year. And then by the end of the year, I was playing at the park, and then there was a team. Because I used to go to the park during the school days, school time. There's obviously no football teams training. And then one time I've actually gone around 6 p.m. and there's a football team training, and they've gone, oh, why don't you join in? I've joined in. And then,
what age were you at this point?
I would have been about 14.
Right.
13, 14, it's quite young. And then there was a football team. I joined up with them. It's a great coach. I've got his name, great coach. And then he actually got me a trial to Charlton. And he got me a trial.
God, you became good pretty quick.
Yeah. I was doing every single day. Obviously, I was never in the school football team. That's because my school football team was so good. Like Emil Smith Rowe was my school football team. He was like, our team was actually so good, and I just never had I didn't even have a look in on the bench. Like I was never good enough. And then
so this is like this 10,000 hours of practice thing to make something perfect.
Pretty much.
You had the luck. The one thing you had the luxury of was time.
Pretty much, exactly. I had nothing else to do. All my friends were in school, so all I had to do was just play football. And this is how I know most of my friends today, because I would just be in the park playing football. And then as I grew older, I got closer with different people from different areas. But yeah, with the Charlton story, it's quite funny. Hamza, one of the greatest coaches, that's his name. Remember I said that?
Right, okay, yeah.
Hamza. He coaches in Algeria now. He got me a trial for Charlton, and I didn't have a phone at this time because I couldn't be trusted with a phone. So he got me a trial. He said, all right, this Saturday, come to Charlton's training ground. You train with us. This time, be there on time, blah, blah, blah. Gave me all the details. I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And then, because I didn't have a phone, my foster care printed out directions to get there. If you know me, I'm not the most switched on person. So I've just read the directions completely wrong, and I've ended up on the other side of London. And then, so I've gone back home. Hamza, the coach, he's calling my foster care, but obviously I don't have a phone. They can't contact me. Jeez. So I missed out on an opportunity to sign for Charlton. Or I'm not sure if it was even to sign. It was just to train and see how I was getting on. But
you had the chance.
Yeah, I missed out on that
Sliding
chance.
doors.
Yeah, pretty much. I wasn't that much upset, but thinking back on it, you never know. Innit?
Second time I've nearly been in tears already, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Yeah. So that's.
I mean, this is the first time I've done this in a podcast. Just rip up the questions. We're going off script today. Like, I mean, the first thing to say, I think, and Doco in the corner will agree. Like, what age are you now?
23.
23. Yeah. To sit where you are today and have achieved all this from where it's incredible, unbelievable.
I haven't even gone to the jobs I've done.
Unbelievable, man. Where in London were you at this point then?
So I was in Peckham.
Peckham. Yeah. That's where I got your nickname. I suggested a nickname for the big man. Peckham Bar.
Yeah.
What about that? Yeah, Peckham Bar.
I was hoping it's a nickname to carry for them.
Big Waz. We just go Big Waz.
Yeah, just say Waz.
Big Waz. So, right, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll take breaks.
So, you had a really, really tough start to your life. You had then this opportunity to play a lot of football, which has opened up a career for you.
Yeah.
You must have stabilising influences. You talked about your foster care parents. You've talked about one of your key coaches. Tell me more about this kind of body of people through your kind of teenage years who were so important for you.
They were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. I speak to my mentors today. I love them to pieces. There's some foster carers I don't speak to that much just because we've grown apart, and mostly because I'm embarrassed to speak to most of them because I was such a bad little boy. Like I feel like reconnecting is I feel guilty in a sense speaking to them because I'm a different person now to how I was back then. But most of them I still keep in contact with, but they're all legends. Like one of them, George, mentor. So in that year that I wasn't playing football. The second year, they put me into a centre. Do you know what a centre is?
Just qualify it. Just explain.
A centre is basically where naughty kids go.
Yeah.
So if you get excluded, you go into this. It's basically it's bad to say, but it's basically like a mini prison essentially for kids where you go in, you learn. They call it a PRU. I forgot what it actually means. Centre PRU. Yeah. So I went into one of those for about, I want to say just under a year, and one of the sports, because you still learn,
Mhm.
but it's just a filtered type of learning. There's smaller classes, and the days cut down in half for people who struggle to concentrate for long, and there's just loads of different requirements. But so our PE coach used to come in. There was a company that used to come in, and one of the PE coaches, his name was George, and he, after a year of literally just playing football, training every day, he's realised that I've got a talent, and he helped me get a trial for Dagenham and Redbridge.
Right.
And since that trial, the trial went well actually, but I just at that stage of my life, I didn't really know if I wanted to play football. I was caught up in other different things, and he just helped me with so many things. He helped me move into my first flat. He's helped me with contract negotiations. He's helped me with so many things. He's an older brother. I call him my stepdad sometimes. Like he's been a major influence in my life from that PE teacher to me leaving school and just keeping in contact and just checking how I am. So
Has he been up here?
yeah, he's been up here. He came up my
Was he
first
when
day.
you're signing?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So
Right,
he's
that's
just,
the same person.
yeah. He's a legend. Obviously, throughout the years, we've had our arguments, and like everyone does, but he's a great guy. Great guy.
Amazing.
And my foster carers, they check up on me. They, do you know the usual holiday messages here and there. And, yeah, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
Superb. So, right.
I've thrown you off here.
There's just so much to your story. We could, I'm not going to ask you about your debut at Bromley because, frankly, who cares? We maybe just want to learn more about how you've got through all this, because there might be some important lessons that people can learn from your experience. And what to you was the kind of low point in it all? What and how did you get yourself out of that? What's
lowest point? Probably. So as I was saying, George helped me move to my first flat. I moved into my first flat during lockdown, and it was the worst feeling ever. I was playing non-league at the time, and at this time they cut off. It was only professional players playing.
Yeah.
And non-league was my only way of income because I didn't have a job, and I just moved into this new flat. And George was the biggest shoulder to lean on. He helped me paint my flat because I wanted to paint a different color. He helped me move furniture in, buy furniture. And at that point, I was just really low because I couldn't really play football. I didn't have no way of getting income in. And yeah, there was a lot of lonely nights in the flat, and I was struggling to get toilet paper because everyone was being selfish. So like I was a mess. I was struggling to get toilet paper. There was obviously more to it, but I wouldn't want to say. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, the lockdown's an isolating experience. But you were lit on your own in that flat?
Literally alone. And because I grew up in care, before you get your own place, they'll put you in a hostel. And a hostel, there's always someone on site, helping you with cooking, cleaning, and stuff. And I hated it. So I was always like telling them, like, "And please get me out, please get me out." And as soon as they get me out, lockdown straight away. And then I was just struggling to get money, struggling to cook, struggling to wash. It was just crazy. Yeah.
What happened next? I mean, how did you cope with that? And
mainly George. He really helped me with just day-to-day things. He created his own company that does one-to-one coaching, and he told me to come along with him, just help me get some money in as well. And that really helped me because I was coaching but also playing, got my boots on, helping the next upcoming talent and stuff like that. At this stage, I was kind of like staying away from football because I was really struggling to pay rent, and I didn't know what to do. And George really helped me with getting money in. Like I said before, taught me how to cook some dishes, how to wash clothes. Told me about bills. I didn't even know what council tax was. So
real life stuff.
Yeah, literally taught me all of that, and I say by the end of 2017, would have been 2020. By the end of 2020, I started getting my bearings on
Good.
things.
How are you in the kitchen now? What's your go-to dish?
Oh, I'm amazing.
Are you?
I'm amazing. Because a couple of the boys got me on Snapchat, so I sent them a couple of snaps, and I'm amazing. Some of them might not agree. Xander, Ben, they might not agree, but I honestly think after Sicko, Jack McMillan, and who else is good? And Jamie Snedden. Yeah. I'm third. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've got a banging pasta. Any fans want to come over to try my pasta? Give me a message. Hey, Doc, you see my pasta? Crazy.
I want to taste it.
Crazy.
You bring it upstairs.
Hey, you told me when you're next in. My pasta is crazy. I'm telling you.
By the way, there's revenue potential here, isn't
Start a little
I think
business.
we could do a come down with me Thistle style first of all.
Get me in. I told Stato about this. Get me in. My pasta. That's the only thing I got. Pasta. That's it. I can't cook anything else pretty much. But
Stato is Graham McRoberts supports the football department, just to give that some context. Right, so you've gone from rags to riches.
Pretty much. Not to riches. I was just saying middle class.
third in the rankings at Thistle's good. Jack McMillan's going to be feeling good about things.
Yeah, no, he's very good. He shows me some of his dinners. It's good. Hero thinks he's good, but he's
right. We'll stop there. You need to keep friends.
Yeah.
When did the big football breakthrough come? Then what was it signing for Swansea? Was that the key moment?
Much. It was crazy. So I went from doing one-to-one coaching to football finding come back on. I found myself a team. George helped me again finding a team, getting back into football. A team called Staines. I don't know if you heard of them.
Yeah.
And then the lockdown happened again. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. The lockdown happened again, and then it was a new season, new year. I started with a team called Corinthian Casuals.
Corinthian Casuals.
Magic. Yeah, one of the first. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. I think it was the first football team. One of the first football teams to be made or something like that.
Yeah.
I could get a fan. I love their fans.
There'll be people shouting, knowing the answer to this, won't there?
They're one of the very first or something like that. But great people, great players.
What level was that?
This would have been basically juniors, essentially as juniors up here.
So Southern Counties or something?
Pretty much. So I was playing there. I had a good season, very good season. I had a great manager, James Bracknell. And then around Christmas time, I got a call to go to National League. It was a crazy jump. I think it was like two leagues up.
Yeah.
So I went there. I went there as a right back. Was playing well, and then I get a couple months down the line. I get another call. Crystal Palace have been watching me, and they want me to train just to see how I am. They said I'm too old for them to sign for the 23s, but you never know with football. So I support Palace as well, so I appreciate it. Yeah.
Magic.
So they gave me a chance. I went to Palace. I was with there for about 2 months, training them every day. I played friendlies. I never played any league games or cup games with them. Played friendlies, and then I was training with them, and then training with Braintree as well. And then George called me and said that we've got a couple clubs that are really interested. That thought you've been playing well. Swansea was one of them. Within the next week, I've got trained down to Swansea. George was with me every step of the way.
George is just good news, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a legend.
I want a George in my life.
He's
you can
legend.
see George come up your phone, you know it's going to be good.
He's mad, honestly.
Well, George,
yeah, you should.
Aye.
He's a legend. Even when I was in care, I tried to get him some type of award for like what he's done as a person, because he's just a great human. But he took me down to Swansea. I was there for a week, and apparently on the Tuesday they already told George that they were going to sign me. So I was there for Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, train Thursday, play a game Friday. On the Tuesday, they told George that we'll sign him. Just tell us about the papers and everything. And then I enjoyed it. I was there with Russell Martin, great guy, proper human. And then they offered me a 1-year deal with an option, and that was literally it. I went from basically juniors at the beginning of the year to championship at the end of the year.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Macbeth got nothing on you. Let's talk about Palace then quickly. Well, who did you rub shoulders with there when you were in? And
Naya Kirby.
yeah,
Naya Kirby, he just come back from winning the under-21s World Cup. I'm gonna forget his name. The coach, Paddy something. I forgot his surname. He was a centre back for Palace. Irish. Do you know him? Paddy's.
oh man,
Yes.
of course.
He was the 23s coach. He was great. I've
Yeah.
come across him a couple of times when I was at Bromley.
And who went? Because they're your team. Who are your actual Palace heroes, player wise?
Palace heroes. Oh, I wasn't. So I'm a fake Palace fan essentially because I wasn't always Palace. I switched. Yeah. This is bad. I switched when like Chelsea was doing really bad.
What?
Chelsea went for a very bad year, and I was like, you know what? Next year I've had enough. I'm supporting my local team, and Palace was it. So I wouldn't have like any like very old heroes. Mine was just Zaha. He was incredible.
Zaha.
Yeah, I loved him.
I'll do. You've rescued that nicely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Zaha.
Right, was in Wales. How was Swansea?
Cold, wet, far away.
And then
from
you
my-
come to Glasgow.
Yeah, far away from my friends.
It's a fair trek, isn't it?
Yeah. It was. See, the thing is, so I went for a stage of not wanting to be a pro, not wanting, but like not knowing if I was going to be a pro, and then after that, a stage of maybe I am good enough to be a pro, and then I deserve a pro. So those were the 3 stages I went through before I actually got my pro, and then when I got my pro, I was like, wow, this is really, really hard. It's not. I'm not playing football with my friends anymore.
Yeah.
And I know like everyone watches podcast, and this won't be the first time anyone's hearing this, where it's like it is hard. But it genuinely, like, boys and girls, it's really hard to transition from just playing with your friends at goals or five-a-side and having fun to going training every day and putting your body through immense training. It's a crazy transition. And when I first signed for Swansea, they told me, the first 6 months, just don't be too hard on yourself. Just take your time. It's not an easy transition. And I was like, yeah, sure, yeah, come on. Acting like, because football's football anywhere you go. So I'm thinking, it's just football. Like, and to be fair, coming to Swansea, I didn't really know any of the Swansea players. Yeah. So I didn't have that level of respect for them. I was just like, Swansea. Do you know what I mean? I'm just playing football. I'm just in Wales. But the transition from doing nothing, not really training as well as I should be, to I've got the best facilities, best coaches. I'm under the what did I call it? The magnifying glass, or whatever. Every single day, I'm expected to reach certain numbers every single day. It was really hard, really, really hard, and I did struggle. I did, and I kept it all to myself because I was with the 23s at the time, and I was too old to be 23s. I was 22, and I didn't want to be the oldest asking for help. I just felt that I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I just felt a bit weird going to the coaches and be like, oh, I'm really struggling with this. I'm really struggling with that. And at the end, I did, and I realized, but it was kind of a bit too late. Yeah, I should have done it as soon as I felt away. But no, that's no disrespect to the coaches. That's just me. Yeah, the coaches were brilliant. But yeah, I struggled moving away from home, and then I even got injured as well. So I found it boring. I was like, I'm here coming in every day to train, but I'm not even training, and I've only got 6-7 months left on my contract. Like, it was really, really, really difficult. But if I could give any advice to any young players watching, it's just keep yourself at a steady rate. Don't be too high, don't be too low. Just keep yourself at a level rate and keep working hard. You never know what comes out of it.
But what about advice for yourself? If you could today talk to the Waz back then who was struggling but couldn't open up, what would you say to him? Sucks for help. Yeah, I'm the worst now. You see, if I don't understand the drill, I'm telling the gaffer straight away, Gaffer,
I do not understand this drill. Please, can you explain it again? Because it's not going to harm anyone. It's just repeating a couple words, and it's for the better because you're going to understand and you're going to be able to do the drill to the best of your abilities now because you understand the drill. I would just be like, oh, I'll just follow this guy in front of me and kind of be a sheep instead of whatever sort of thing. But the advice I would just ask, always ask. Don't feel like you know too much. I wasn't arrogant, but I just felt like football's football no matter where you go. I don't need to. Yeah, I'm just kicking the ball around, so I didn't really open up that much. But for the younger guys, I would say just ask as many questions as you can. People will banter you, say, "Oh, you're busy bee, this, blah blah blah," but just at least I know the drill. You probably don't know the drill. I know the drill now, or I know. Do you know what I mean? So
you know the drill.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So that's it.
Good advice.
That's the advice.
Well, looking back on that, you know, Swansea then took you to Dundalk, and Dundalk helped bring you to Thistle. You know, all kind of stepping stones, if you like, or parts of your journey. Yeah. Is there any part of your journey pre-Thistle you look back and think, "Oh, I wish I hadn't taken that move," or has it all been a positive experience?
It's all been obviously like there's highs and lows, but it's all been every football club or every football position I've made. I haven't regretted it because they've all. I'm meeting new people. I'm going to places I've never been, or I probably wouldn't have been if I didn't play football. So I've enjoyed everything. The Dundalk one was very difficult because I was having issues with my missus at the time. Sorry, some of the fans have been asking me this as well. So when I first come, I had a missus I was going out with 2 years. She had cancer. We're no longer together. So like I know, obviously you know that, and the boys at the club know that. But some of the fans have been asking me how she is. Obviously, we still keep in contact. She's all right. She's doing well.
Good.
But we're no longer together. But when I first moved to Dundalk, I was struggling with that, and I kept that to myself as well. And that didn't really help me with my football because
understandably
no one really knew what was going on with me. And similar thing kind of happened here as well. But that's pretty much it.
Big man, you've been through a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Resilient man. Right, Partick Thistle Football Club.
Yeah,
honest answer.
What a place.
Had you even heard those words together before you got the call up? Presumably from George.
Do you want the truth?
I do want the truth.
Right.
You've been very truthful.
I didn't know Partick Thistle. So when I was at Swansea, they were speaking to me about loans. Partick Thistle, Dundalk, and another team were interested. And there was Scottish lads that was in the Swansea team. I was like, oh, Partick Thistle, what do you think of them? They all said, oh, they deserve to be promoted. They're like everyone loves them because it's their local club, away from the top two. And I was like, all right, cool. We couldn't get it negotiated in time for the end of the window. Ended up going to Dundalk, but since I've been here, what a place, man! What a place!
Big Was and Mary Hill.
I know, I love it, man.
What? Right, we'll talk about the football. We've talked about the football probably at the start, but the Glasgow experience, the Mary Hill experience, playing at Firhill.
Mary Hill was a mad place. I had to move out.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Sorry, it's scary. I grew up in Peckham, and I thought I'll be all right. Jesus flipping Christ! Oh my days, Mary Hill. What a gaff! What a gaff, man! I can't even say half the things I've seen there. But I loved it. Everyone's always friendly in Glasgow.
Funny.
Friendly. I remember my first couple weeks moving here.
I'm worried.
No, it's all right. I'm just walking. I'm walking on the street, and some guys like, "You right, big man?" And I'm from London, so when someone no one ever says anything to anyone. So I thought he was trying to come to me. I was like, "What's going on here? You're right." He's gone, "Yeah, you're right. It's a nice day, innit?" I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh yeah, sweet." And I kept on seeing him. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And it just became everyone's just so friendly over here. So, I enjoy it, man. It's a nice town, nice city. It's good.
It's good. What places have you got to know in the city? Where's your go-to on your days off, or the ones you can tell us about anyway?
I like going West End. I
Yeah.
moved to the West End.
Yeah.
I like the West End. Yeah, a nice little walk in the Botanic Gardens. Quite nice.
Beautiful.
Refreshing.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
So
Take some pictures. Probably the West End is probably
Yeah.
the Botanic Gardens. That's where I like to go the most. Nice little walks. It's not that far from my gaff as well, so it's nice.
good.
Yeah.
Good. And the kit, what do you think of the kit? The red and yellow is pretty spectacular, isn't it?
I like it, but my favourite's the pink and grey.
Yeah.
But none of the boys are feeling that.
Yeah.
I like the pink and grey.
Yeah.
I really like the pink and grey. But back to the red and yellow, I do like it.
What's been your standout with the Dundee United game we talked about, but what, in terms of your playing experience at Thistle so far? And
It's a sore one though. It's a sore one. Hearts game.
playing at that stadium.
Yeah. I played awful that game as well. I'll be honest. I'm the
It
first.
wasn't a great day at the office,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is a great stadium.
I'll be first to own that. But yeah, it was a great game. We got numbers out that day as well. We got good numbers out that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was a good experience. You know, the fans were so close to the pitch.
It's a class stadium, and obviously we'll be back then Sunday. Another plug
Yeah,
for the
come on,
Yes.
need to win. Need to win. I want them to win.
Absolutely.
I always keep tabs. I'm always, Monday, Tuesday morning, getting on to Brian about what happened here, what happened there. You know, I'm always keeping tabs. So that was a good win. Yeah, ladies, please bring it home.
Absolutely.
Bring it home.
Let's talk about the big man then, the captain.
Yeah,
Madman. Madman.
madman.
He's a busy man.
Yeah,
He's some
busy
man.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He takes a while to actually get to know him. First day walking in, I was thinking, who is this guy? He's this crazy guy just shouting about, running about, shouting. But he's good for the young boys. Even me, I consider myself a young boy. He helps new players coming in, and he's, like you said, he's busy. He's up at 7 every morning, walking his dogs, and then he comes training, does the women's. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a fan's favourite as well.
He certainly is.
Yeah.
But you got a good relationship, really good relationship with the fans. They've really backed you since day one.
Yeah.
Loving your performances just before you get injured. And do you feel that connection with
Yeah,
the
I
fans?
do. I see some of them on the street. Funny guys, man. And even the ladies as well. I see them. They're all nice and welcoming. I do feel like I do feel guilty in a sense because I haven't started as sharp as I wanted to, and I haven't been, I haven't hit the ground running, and I'm fully aware of it, and I'm not one to shy away from it. But I'm here for another season, and next season is definitely a season that I'm counting on doing my best.
They were chanting your name early. You had your own song pretty quick,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a good
It's a
sign.
great song as well.
That's a
I
good
like
sign.
it. I like it. It's a good song.
What apart from getting back fully fit, you want to obviously get game time and make a contribution going into hopefully the second season as well. What does success look like for Wasiri Williams in his football career long term?
Long time. Getting as many games as I can on my belt next season, and even at the back end of this season, and being consistent in them. I feel like that's something I've always liked. But as a young player, it's hard to be consistent because you always think, let me try this, let me try that, instead of just doing what you're good at. So I'll say probably playing as much games as I can while being consistent and helping the team win as much games as we can. Definitely.
Absolutely. And in terms of yourself, looking back, we've talked about a lot today that's happened off the pitch for you through your life. You've been through a lot and full of admiration for where you've got to. How do you reflect on it all? And you must take enormous pride at where you've got to today.
I think my best way of handling it is just not looking back on it and just like the next day, attacking the next day, and taking it day by day throughout my life, and trying to do the best I can for the next day, and just keep going. Hopefully one day I'll be able to sit down and just look back and actually, like when you're going through things in life, you don't actually appreciate what you've got or what you've done.
100%.
So I don't do that yet. I'm just waiting until 60 with a beer in my hand or something, and just and just chilling and like, I remember I've done this, I've done that with the grandkids or kids, or what I mean. Yeah.
Superb. I think the thing you've talked about quite a lot today is kind of talking up, reaching out, and when you've not done it and it's been difficult, and you have done it and it's helped, and that's probably a really valuable message for any support listening to this who's either kind of been upset or affected by some of the things you've talked about.
That's with anything as well, not even with football. Like there's because like I said, when I first came in, I struggled. And Stato, you, the gaffer, Paul, even the players, they're like always feel like if you don't have if you're not feeling comfortable in your surroundings and you don't know where to look or who to talk to, just grab the closest person to you and just look, this isn't going so well. Or even flip it, like, I'm really enjoying where I am, and like, just speak though. Don't be
Start a conversation.
Start a conversation. Don't be a victim of just keeping things to yourself, because it builds up. It actually does. And when it builds up, that's when, you know, certain things do happen, and it's not the best outcome. But when you have that conversation, even if it's just a 5-minute conversation, like I was telling you about you're right, big man, like little things like that, it goes a long way, but it doesn't seem like it does at the time, but it definitely does. Yeah, of course, definitely does.
Wow. I mean, we're at 40 minutes. We probably should call it a wrap. I think there's a hell of a lot more we could explore there, but I just got to thank you for being so honest. It's a joy listening to the positive trajectory everything's going on, and the best is yet to come, I would suggest.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Good.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to getting back. I'm definitely more confident in my surroundings and myself after this last couple of months, and I'm looking forward to getting back out there and, you know, do what I can.
So are we. Well, do you want to finish it with a wee message to the fans? They've always got you back.
To the fans. Oh, I need to think of a good one.
I put you in the spot there.
Yeah, I need to think of a good one. I appreciate the support, and I do understand that I haven't had the best of starts, but please, you know, stick by me. You know, I'm just a human at the end of the day. You know, we all make mistakes, and I'm trying to get back to where I can be and achieve my goals for the team and personal, and keep shouting, keep doing your thing every Saturday. Love seeing you all there. And ladies, Sunday, please win. Please. Because I don't want to see Brian's face Monday morning. It was sad in that. Please, ladies, win. Come on. That's it.
If dare say, if it all goes well and we're rooting for them, and come Monday morning, the party will still be going on in here. So,
yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I know. Please, ladies, please win.
No, let's echo that again. Wish the girls and Brian and everyone the best of luck on Sunday. Get your tickets. Let's outnumber them in the stands and outplay them on the field. Very best of luck.
By the way, I would be there, but I'm on one leg right now, so I can't really support. And, you know, it's in Edinburgh.
You were there early in the season, and the messages today have been great. So good luck to the girls. Thank you very much to Wasiri Williams. We wish you a speedy recovery. We're all rooting for you and look forward to seeing you back in red and yellow soon. Thanks to Doco and the podcast rooms for the support today. Thanks to PZ Thailand for sponsoring today's episode. And we'll see you at Arbroath on Saturday. We'll see you at Tynecastle on Sunday. And we'll see you back at the Wire a week on Saturday as well. On the Jags. Hi, everyone. Today's podcast with Wasiri Williams is an intimate account of Wasiri's life so far. It explores themes and contains some content that may be upsetting for listeners. If you're upset after listening to the podcast, the following services offer confidential support from trained volunteers. You can talk about anything that's troubling you, no matter how difficult. Call 116 123 to talk to Samaritans, or email joe@samaritans.org for a reply within 24 hours. Text SHOUT to 85258 to contact the Shout Crisis text line, or text YM if you're under 19. If you're under 19, you can also call 0800 1111 to talk to Childline. The number will not appear on your phone bill. These services will only share your information if they are very worried about you or think you are in immediate danger.